Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones, Indiana It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
Tommy, what do you think of what's going on politically?
Oh, well, if we don't come together across the aisle, you got to reach across the aisle. You gotta come wanting to win. You gotta put the ball in the hoop. If we can just do that, 1,000 points of light. Children of the future.
No, we'll start again. Okay, now here we go.
Okay.
Pete, here's one for you. You ready? Come in with just do what you feel is natural. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I think I was in the wrong key.
One of us was.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful. I had a great time. Hello and welcome, everybody. This is Anything Goes. How you doing? I said, how you doing?
Yeah, good.
I thought you were asking the listeners.
I was, actually, but they didn't say anything, so I'll just talk to you guys instead. How you doing, Pete? How you doing, Jerry?
Good. How you doing, Tom?
Right.
Jerry?
I'm doing all right. I was just telling Pete in the green room that I just ate 4 Costco corn dogs for dinner, so I'm feeling slow and stupid.
Oh, wow. You had 4 Costco corn dogs. Does Costco stand for like cost cutting?
That doesn't. No,
or
that's
something,
not how you would spell.
Or what cost?
Cosplay?
Cosplay, yeah.
That's what it is.
I bought the corn dogs dressed as a giant bunny rabbit in a sailor suit.
And you got a little tingle in your jingle.
That's right. It was worth it. Yeah, we're all good here now. Fine, thank you. How are you? We are the Indiana Jones Minute. It's been a while. Pete, I haven't talked to you in ages. I did this with Jerry all by my lonesome, all by our lonesome.
Oh, that's right.
Last time.
Yeah.
In my parents' kitchen in Connecticut.
Yeah.
We were Peteless, if you know what I mean. But you've been well. Life is treating you as reasonably as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you hearing the echo that I'm hearing of my own voice a little bit?
It's kind of fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Makes you sound
there's 4
divine.
hosts. Yeah. Pete. Oh, it went away. Look at that. I lost my power. So well. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. Jerry, you're all right? You just said you were having a horrible day. So
it wasn't,
it
wasn't horrible. I mean, I was being melodramatic. It was just one of those where, you pull your keys out and they fall, right down into that space between the driver's car seat and, like, I guess it would be sort of the, the automatic shift, the seat. And you're like
mid-console.
And you're like, in this car, my fingers are too fat to reach down into the side, so I'm going to have to get over. And I'm like, I'm going to reach over. I'm going to try and get. And you're like, no, my back hurts too much. And you turn the dog, and you have to say to the dog, listen, we're not getting out of the car. It's going to look like I'm getting out of the car, but I'm just
don't get any ideas.
Yeah, exactly. So you open the door, and you just get your back out, and the dog gets excited. Where are we going? We're finally at the park. And you're like, no, I'm searching for my keys, but I'm too, fat-fingered and old to... I have to physically get out now and look under the seat.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was half an hour of your life.
When you quit driving, your stress level goes down so much. Like your biggest struggle like that is, the shoelace came out of the eyelet.
Oh, wow.
What am I going to do?
Nah, but let me ask you, as
30 seconds, you're going to be trying to feed that back in.
As our resident person with a mild anxiety disorder, how do you deal with the sort of relinquishing control? I think a lot of people, would prefer driving from California to Florida because they don't want to fly, because when they fly, they feel like they don't have control, right? And so you're like, well, that's ridiculous. It's going to take you a week as opposed to like an afternoon. And they're like, yeah, but I just, when I'm driving, I'm in control. How does that ever?
See, I feel the opposite. I mean, fortunately, I live in a very walkable neighborhood in a very walkable city, but
Sure.
like for me, I feel more in control because everything moves at a human pace. Everything is human scaled. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
like cars are, to me, feel so artificial, and you're driving like in this big steel case, plastic case, really fast. And this feels much more, I don't know, I feel more in control. Like
It should be
in a
noted that
car.
Pete was born in 1819.
Yes.
I'll tell you, with all this pandemicness going on, I get into the car and I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm finally out of that vault of a place. I only got away from
Not
everybody.
this time.
Yeah.
You didn't get me this time.
Like I find myself just sitting on a quiet street under a tree in the car,
Yeah.
like watching my phone blow up over to, where are you? Where are you?
But
Where are
having
you?
seen several of your cars, I feel like, I mean, that may be ground zero for the next pandemic.
Yeah, really. Exactly. You might not get COVID, but you're going to get something.
Someone's going to reach down there into that pile of Mountain Dew bottles and come out with a new coronavirus.
Like you
Right.
drop a piece of pizza, you go to pick it up, and it's covered in salad. Yeah,
Pizza just
well,
talk to me. I didn't have a little brother before.
oh yeah, the dead of summer. Here we are, still
Yeah.
not.
I guess
bad,
it
though.
is.
Yeah,
I was saying to Jody the other day, like you get it's the end of July, just about, like, back end of July. And are we, like, as Americans, I guess, or, are we preconditioned by 20 or so years of like the summer cycle of like school starting up again, summer's ending? Like that was a real thing for a long part of our formative years. And now we just still feel that, don't we? Like
Yeah.
it's like
do.
you see August coming, you're like, oh my God, wait, summer's not going to last forever, is it?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, for sure. I
Yeah.
I think right around the end of July or the beginning of August, I think to myself, God, I gotta read Agatha Christie's ABC Murders because I'm gonna have a test on it freshman year, and this is like what I can. Yeah, I literally remember. I mean, in high school, at my went to my like a Catholic Jesuit school, and we always had summer reading, which just felt like an oxymoron and illegal.
I remember when you read the ABC Murders, and I had to go, like, you were visiting me in the summer,
Yes.
and I had to go like mow the neighbor's lawn, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll read the ABC Murders while you're doing that.
And I read like, I mean, it was the sort of thing. It took 5 hours, and I was on like page 38. I think as far as I got, I don't remember what happened. I do know that there was that, and I think there was maybe To Kill a Mockingbird? I don't know if it was that. What one of them? No, it was Catch-22. It's Catch-22.
No, yeah.
I didn't read until I was like, I don't know, 26 or something like that. And every time that would come up, I did the entire test making up answers and writing things in.
Yeah, I did a lot of that in
I
high
don't know
school.
why I thought that was okay. Yeah,
Right.
You don't do that when you go to the bank. Like, how much you're depositing? You're like, man.
Yeah. What's your account number? There's like a 6. Say there's like there's a couple zeros.
You lean over to the person next to you, see if you can read theirs.
Yeah. How much money's in your savings? What's your interest rate? All right. Okay, we've caught up. Let's move along.
Yeah.
No, we got Star Wars to talk about, you guys.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to thank everybody because we haven't done that. Well, Pete hasn't done it. He's champing at the bit. Hey, we paid. This is weird because I don't know if this will cause any mayhem or anything, but Patreon has changed its interface, so now I can't just go to the site and just like read down the names and everything. So as Pete pointed out, I had to download a thing, and I'm looking at it in Excel. It's all weird. I feel weird and naked, and it's strange to me. But I hope it's okay. I hope this goes well because you all deserve to be thanked. You're beautiful people. Beautiful people like, he's still first, Mr. Fred Star Wars, more like Star Won't.
Well, what kind
Sheesh.
of star will?
Star Mind.
Star Mike.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Star Trek. We want to thank 2-1 Beckett. And we want to thank Andrew with 2 A's and Temba, their arms open. See, that's he's getting more positive with his Star Trek The Next Generation references, right, guys? Right? Jerry? Yeah, okay. We also want to thank Airport Says, Movies by Minutes, North by Northwest finale, July 14th. Thanks to all our great hosts.
Wow.
Hey, we were on
That's
that too.
beautiful.
Yeah.
We were on there. We did our part. That was huge. That was a big, long movie.
Yeah.
Well
That was
done.
fun.
Well done, Jim. We also want to thank Black Lives Matter more than ever.
Yeah.
And we want to thank Brady, and we want to thank Brent asks, what's the wildest thing on your 2020 bingo card?
Whoa.
Does that mean things we've already checked off, or things that like we need
Maybe what
to
we
like
haven't?
make us
Yeah, maybe what we've got on
line
our
or
card that
something?
hasn't come up yet.
Oh wow.
Mine is Jerry cleans his car.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's the true sign of the apocalypse.
One of
Like
the-
we've
one of
had
those-
several harbingers, but not the true sign yet.
That Biggle Ball never gets called.
They're right.
Yeah,
you had that taken out of the mixer thing.
exactly. Boy, that's
This isn't wild or anything, but I was just complaining to my wife. Everybody online is talking about, hey, I went to the drive-in. It was great. We saw Jaws. I saw Empire. And I'm in Illinois. There are no drive-ins around, like in operation within like 5 hours or something.
Wow.
Oh wow,
So it's a real drag. I would love for that to happen. That'd be a nice thing to check off my 2020 bingo card.
to go to. That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Earlier this year, I went to Carnival in Trinidad, and I had a great time. It was fun. It was awesome. I saw, Indiana Jones minute guest Risa. And then the second I get back, it's like, you're never going anywhere again. There's a pandemic. Everything shut down. And, that is one of my favorite things to do is travel. And I'm
me too.
on, I signed up for it's Scott's Cheap Travel. Is it? No, it's Scott's Cheap Tickets. It's like $40 a year, and they send you, 1 or 2 a day, like insane deals all the way around, all around the world. And so, like, just for instance, like you can go to Morocco's, like, be $300 or $400, and they start doing it even domestic. Is usually international, but you'll see these like Bolivia or Colombia was like $227. Actually, Pete, from Burbank, California, you could go to God, was it? I think it was Cartagena or Bolivia. From Burbank, $267. But the problem is, you can't. Those countries don't let us in.
Yeah.
So you can fly there for $198, wherever it is, and then you're just
And then be
sitting
denied
there.
entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
Sit on the
are
plane
at
for a while and go back.
You're at the airport, stuck between the tarmac and customs. But
I have to say though, I love Burbank Airport. I just hang out there.
well, Burbank
walk out on the
Airport,
tarmac.
it's a Bob Hope Airport.
It's like
yeah,
1960 every time you go there.
it is.
wow,
That's a
that's
great
cool.
airport.
Small airports are the way to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I assume
especially when they
that's a
don't
small
have
airport.
jetways.
Yeah. What about you, Pete? What's your wildest? So far, we got very boring bingo cards.
Oh,
I
mine
wanna
was
watch
Jared
a
cleaning his
movie, and
car.
Jared wants to go on an airplane. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Jared's
it's-
going to watch his car. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that'll be. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think any of us is winning bingo in 2020.
Nah,
It's not the three of us.
No.
Oh, I already won bingo because I get to hang out with you guys.
Aw, that's called that's a
Hey.
free space, Tommy.
Oh, that's right.
It's like monkey paw bingo.
I hope I get to stay inside and not do much. Oh, sorry. Who else do we want to thank? We want to thank Brian and Carson, and Chewy has a barrow in the marketplace. Mala is the singer in a band. And we want to Chris, thanks go Indiana Jones Minute. You know what I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun.
We want to thank Klaus and Cubs fan and Dan And Darth Patreonus says you have to make a Jaws sequel. How can you make it good?
Wow. Wait a
man,
minute. Is
that's
it
tough.
Jaws? Is it Jaws number 2? Or is it a Jaws sequel like whatever it is, Jaws number 6 that we're on? Or is it 5?
I'm going to
5
have
or
to
6?
say, because, I don't think they did a horrible job with Jaws 2. So I'm going to say that we have all the existing Jaws movies and we have to make another one, but it's got to be good.
Okay. So it's not necessarily I guess not a redo.
Well, wait a
Or
minute.
just
You could do, because like they've done that with like Halloween and some other stuff where they just make a new movie and say, okay, this is the sequel to Halloween. Like there was no Halloween 2, no Halloween 3. This is the sequel.
That's
They
how
kinda
I'd
treat
make
it
it
that
good.
way.
I would make it Jaws Halloween, and Quint
It's
would
kinda
come
what Jaws
back
2
and
is. It's
like
just a bunch of
he'd be
dead
like a
cheap
fire
teenagers.
starter. Like he'd start fires everywhere. Like he's an
Oh my
arsonist.
God. Wow.
Wow.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. I copy paste.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, we'll stew on this, but I think Pete may have nailed it. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of what you're like. No, like if you did, would you tie? I mean, see anything you do. If you had like, okay, so Brody's kids are now the town sheriff, and then
I
Yeah.
hate that. where,
Yeah,
like, the
I
kids
know,
are the
I
exact
know,
same as the
yeah.
dad, and
yeah, exactly. It's or
oh, they're gonna grow up to be a sheriff too.
right.
Right.
Maybe you go like
You kind of want it like it might, even Jaws, like any of the Jaws movies, they all try to connect to Jaws.
Yes.
Like it's still part of the Brody family and stuff.
Mhm.
And that's off the bat kind of a bad idea because you're like, oh, now I'm thinking about Jaws.
Yeah.
I was with you for a minute, but now I'm thinking about Jaws and how cool that would have been.
Well, you
be
know what's
watching.
really weird? I think I saw Jaws 4. Is that the one with Michael Caine?
Yeah.
And so it's like the wife is in that. The original wife from
Yeah.
Jaws is in
Oh.
that. And so I think they
Mhm.
go to the Caribbean and the
do,
shark
someplace like that.
chases them down there and he chases them like their boat. I'm not making this up.
I know.
And so you're
This
kind
time
of
it's
like,
personal.
yeah. Wait,
Well,
what?
maybe you could, since we can't travel, maybe we could do like Jaws could travel around the world for us. Like he could go to like the Mediterranean and you could go to the Indian Ocean.
What if it's not even a shark movie and you just take the characters from different, like you have Michael Caine and Roy Scheider in a movie and they like steal some cars or something. They rob a bank.
Oh, that'd be
They-
good.
Yeah. And like they're their characters from the Jaws movies.
That'd be good.
And like the mayor and stuff.
Yeah,
he
you'd
got
have to-
ousted and now
yeah.
he's like, running some scam somewhere or something.
Yeah.
It's like it has nothing to do with the water or sharks. It's just those characters and it's Jaws 2.5, whatever it is.
Or just a prequel with Roy Scheider with Chief Brody like in New York.
That's the French Connection.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if Brody's kid he goes on to become a marine biologist, and so they have to, he works under Hooper's tutelage,
Uh-huh.
and then Hooper gets killed,
Mm-hmm.
and then Brody's kid gets killed,
Yeah.
and then
Who else gets
And
killed?
then they-
no one left in the movie.
and then they spill out all over the dock. I don't know.
The end.
The end. Yeah.
The end question mark.
That's a really hard question. We've had two. We're 0 for 2 on these.
Yeah.
Got a question
Yeah.
for you guys.
Stop asking
Yeah.
us really good questions. Stop trying to make us sound interesting because we're going to fail you. Here's some ones we can get behind. Dave and Dave. We want to thank Dave
Yes.
and Dave. Simple. It's your name. God love you. Thank you, Dave and Dave. And thank you also, Death Star attack. We're going to die right now. There you go. We want to thank Deep Blue Sea, scene by scene, coming soon.
Hey,
Wow.
That's cool. Hey, and look at this. Dengar Dave returns.
Hey!
Welcome back, Dengar Dave.
just in time for baseball season.
That's wonderful.
That's right. We also want to thank a guy wearing headphones. And we want to thank Doris. And we want to thank, Doris was doing, she and Sully have been doing, and some other people have been doing the thing where you post on Facebook a picture from a movie that everybody seems to love, but you hate. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
forget almost all the ones that Sully did, but agreed with almost all of them. And then Doris today or yesterday posted a picture from It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Hey, listen, Doris, more power to you.
Boy,
I
that's
kind of like when people hate stuff I like. It's kind of fun. It's like, oh wow, you're being very sincere, and that's from the heart, and that's great. I don't understand you,
do
but
you have a movie like that, Pete?
I have like 1,000 movies like that. Like
yeah,
every
me
Marvel
too.
movie, Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Yeah.
Peter.
Oof. Jeez, I'm sorry, I'm asked. What's the next name?
Oh, we got Doris, we got Doug, we got Eric, we got. Hey, I talked to Eric, didn't I? I met him on a Zoom call, didn't I? I forgot to mention that last time.
Absolutely. Yeah. We had a great time.
Yeah,
That was
Jerry and
fun.
I, when I was in Connecticut, we got on a Zoom call with all our Camp Michigania buddies, and it was fun. And Eric was on there because he
yeah.
married our friend Heidi.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
We also want to thank Fables of Faubus.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
timely fables of Falvus.
Yeah.
I want to thank Father David, who recently had a birthday like a week ago, a couple weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's
recent
awesome.
birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. And we want to thank Hillary and Indy 5 Indiana Jones and the Trident of Aquilos. It's fun to say. We also want to thank It's Johnfin.
Hey.
And we want to thank J. Pauline Spaghetti.
Wow, I like that.
Is that like J. Paul Getty or is it?
Wow. I don't know. I mean, that has to mean something, right?
Yeah, what is it?
J. Pauline Spaghetti.
See, I thought I
man.
thought maybe it was from J. Paul Getty, but I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get some
I
sort of
like
message
that.
on
I like
Facebook or
that.
something. I do too, because it makes you think. We also want to thank Jasmine and Jeffrey and John Engel. Hey, John Engel, how you doing? And we want to thank John and Joshua and Exorable Tash and Ken and Kevin and King Dumb of the Crystal Scroll and Lori and Mark and Matt and Matt. Oh, Matt, by the way, that first Matt is new, brand new. Welcome, Matt.
Hey,
How you
Matt,
doing?
welcome.
Welcome.
This is what you have in store.
Give
Matthew,
give him a welcome
what?
from the Gauntlet.
Oh,
From Gauntlet. Not the,
I forget the welcome. There's a welcome.
there it
Is
is.
one of those? Or is it like,
Yeah,
Wizard, what?
that was it.
Matt has joined Patreon.
Welcome, Elf.
Don't cancel your subscription. Don't shoot the potion. We want to also thank Michael and Mom Teremi and Drew and Natalie and Natsuki Best Doki. And Neil asks if Jerry can please tell us his Jack DeJohnette story. How do you say that?
Jack DeJohnette.
DeJohnette.
Yeah, Jack DeJohnette.
Yep. And we also want to thank Nicholas and none. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
There, Tommy.
Yeah.
This is a good story, Tom. Even if
All right.
you don't
I'm getting
care
comfortable.
for the music.
What?
Yeah.
No, Tommy, it's okay. You go make spaghetti or something.
All right.
Make
some J.
the
Pauline
Jack
spaghetti.
DeJohnette story, where I saw Jack DeJohnette at Cleveland State University, probably like 20 years ago. And some of you may know, if you're a jazz fan, Jack DeJohnette is a renowned drummer. He's probably like, I don't know, maybe in his 70s now. He famously played with Keith Jarrett and Miles Davis and all that kind of stuff. So I thought, what a great opportunity for him to go see him. And he played, he was a big concert hall, and there was a piano on the left side of the stage, a big grand piano, and his drum set on the right side of the stage. And he came out, and he was by himself, and he sits down at the piano, and he just shreds all over the piano first. And,
Wow.
it was amazing. Now, this is a guy who plays with Keith Jarrett, who's, one of the best piano players, of a generation for sure, if not, around in jazz. And then he gets up, everybody claps, everybody's astonished, and then he gets up and he walks over to the drum set, and he, shreds on the drum set beautifully for like 15 or 20 minutes. And then he gets back up and he walks back to the piano, and, he did that a bunch of times. I'll never forget,
Wow.
my father went with me, and I looked over at him, and he was sound asleep. So you're not the only one, Tommy.
I love your old man.
But it
I
was a
understand
great.
him.
It was incredible. I had no idea. And then the next day they had a little. It was kind of like a meet and greet with Jack DeJohnette. You could kind of come, and he had a little more of an informal master class at Cleveland State. And I showed up, and it was great. It was a little intimate setting, and he sat down, he played some drums and stuff. And I asked him, I'll never forget. I asked him, how do you, like one of the, what you frequently hear drummers play in jazz is the spang spang a lang or spang dang a lang. They call it dang da da ding 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 on the ride cymbal all the time. And that's kind of like your typical, that would be like your, what people think of as 2 and 4 in rock or pop music. So, and I said, how do you do that so fast? Because there's a certain, after a while it's going ding, 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 when they get to the breakneck tempos.
Yeah.
And he kind of showed me. It was really nice. I'm a kind of a rock and roll looking guy showing up, asking him these questions. And he took, he took a lot of time to really address it, which was very nice. And, he showed me and he said, pretty soon you're just kind of throwing your arm down on the cymbal after a while and you let the stick do all the work. So it's like,
Wow.
and then he kind of stopped and he put he finished the technique talk and then he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, hey, the next time I see you, you better be taking care of business. And then he walked away.
Sorry.
And it was great. Like I felt like a sort of like a benediction, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
that's
nice.
fun.
No, so that was the story, but he was a super, super cool, awesome guy. In addition to being, a unique voice on drums and in jazz. So it's always nice.
That's
Like
awesome.
we talk about meeting people that you like or whatever. Maybe you're meeting your heroes. I mean, it's really cool when you do meet somebody and they take a moment and you connect with them, and they're really, really cool. I'm happy to say that was Jack DeJohnette.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Almost as good
And-
as the Eddie Van Halen story, which I have to go listen to the Caddyshack Minute for that one. We also that was a good story. I like that story.
Thank you.
We also want to thank Nicholas and none believable, and Orange Bee Cooper and Patrick and Pella and Runebot Techno Union Rep
Wow.
and Sagacious Crumb and Sasha and Scott Roseanne. Hey, Scott. And Sean and Steve and Stina and Sully Baseball. And this is a leftover Star Wars Minute, Indiana Jones Minute. What movie franchise ended at the perfect number before it went bad with overuse, Lando Enchantment? I think we have our answers, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Pete?
yeah.
Indiana Jones Minute. Oh, that's a podcast franchise.
Let's see. Yeah. We knew exactly when to pull the plug on that piece of garbage. No. We're just taking a nap. It's okay. Wake me up in 10 minutes. It's going to be good. We also want to thank Tears for Veers.
Love that.
And we want to thank the Carlyles and the Wilder Ride
Yeah.
and the Sack News and Tierney Should Be Writing Steel and Tim and Timmy Bricks. And I just noticed Timmy Bricks has a period at the end of Bricks. It's just Timmy Bricks.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Timmy
it's just-
Bricks.
Do you
like
think
very
Brick?
few people are cool enough that their name can just be a complete sentence?
Well,
Yeah, Timmy
I'm
Bricks.
thinking about this. What if bricks is a verb?
Yeah.
Oh, he does. He totally bricks.
Yeah, Timmy.
Is that like a
Bricks.
verb for like being really awesome at Legos? Like you're going to go build some stuff with Legos?
Or
you're
your
gonna
I don't know.
your
Hey, do you
Your
brick?
phone breaks.
or Timmy. Well, I was going to say in basketball, you just be like, "No, don't give the ball to Timmy. Timmy bricks."
No, Timmy bricks. Forget it.
Yeah.
Period. He bricks, period. Get him out of here. No, don't get Timmy Bricks out of here. We love him. We also want to thank Tom, and Trinko is just so tired of all these Star Wars. And we want to thank Vibrant Visionaries with Heidi Bennett and Wendy. And what's worse? Oh, here you go, Jerry. What's worse than raining cats and dogs? ?
I Raining cats.
What's
and
worse
cats?
than raining cats and dogs? Dum 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 dum.
What is it?
Dum 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 dum. Hailing buses.
Wow. I didn't know.
I always enjoy these.
I was gonna say, what 5-year-old listens to us?
Right.
I always
I
like
like
that
this.
Jerry always takes a minute to try to answer, and then he never has any answer. He just says, "What is it?"
I always think that those things are gettable, but they never
like
are.
Laffy Taffy or something.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Every once in a while, I'll get a Laffy Taffy right. And be like, oh, why did the cow do something? It's going to be utterly or milky or whatever. Yeah, okay, I don't know. And you can kind of crack the code. Milky. Hey, apropos of nothing, have you guys seen Hamilton on Disney Plus or in the theater?
No.
I just saw Hamilton the other day on Disney Plus.
Oh, cool.
After all the hubbub and
Yeah,
fog.
no, don't tell me nothing about it.
Nothing about Okay,
Yeah.
I will not. Check it out, though. Do you have the Disney Plus?
It's so stupid. I think I have it like 4 or 5 times over because it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I have like
Sign in again, but with a different
exactly. No, I have like the Verizon all you can eat package where it's
Mhm.
like unlimited data, unlimited phone calls, whatever, unlimited
Right.
boat rental. And it's like Disney Plus does come with that, but I don't know like you have to call the guy. I
Oh.
was talking to them on the phone like a week ago, and the guy's like, "Oh, literally, he's like, oh, would you like to upgrade?" No, I don't want to upgrade it. But you can get an
Yeah.
iPad with. Oh, well, I see you haven't turned on your Disney Plus package. I was like,
That's
"What do
why
you
I'm
mean?"
calling.
Yeah, I'm like, he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, you get Disney Plus, you get Spotify, you get." I'm like, "I already have Spotify." How much is the houseboat?
Yeah, really. Well, anyway, if you log in, watch it. It's enjoyable. But we'll talk.
Cool.
We'll talk. There's a not a caveat or anything. But, okay. Oh, you know what else? When y'all Pete-less a scratch my when y'all Nugless a scratch my Pete.
Thank you. I
Mix
was
it up.
waiting for it.
Yeah.
It's like Tommy's not
alphabetical,
going to
Jerry.
read me, is he?
Of course I am. We had the hailing buses, and we had a little chat about Hamilton for some reason. I don't know. Working at Walden Kids is no cause for alarm. Bert knows that I, for many years, not even many years, like maybe 2, worked at Walden Kids, which is a toy store out of the Walden book family. Now I have to explain what Walden Books is for our younger listeners.
Oh my gosh! Did it
It was a
become
bookstore.
booksellers?
It's not there anymore. I don't think it became. I think it became Chapter 11 or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, that was fun. Those are good years. It was weird.
I remember that.
Real weird. Speaking of weird, my son is standing here scratching his head. Hi, Sam. Sam says nothing,
Yeah.
but he makes a face. And last but not least, we want to thank Zaction.
Hey.
No period for him. There's an exclamation point. Zaction. He's a man of Zaction. Thank you, one and all. You are all awesome. You are all the best people who live on your block. And I want you to go out and tell your neighbors that. They'll appreciate it. And now you are going to be treated to our further discussion of the 1977 science fiction super movie Star Wars, directed by George Lucas.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Why'd you?
I don't know. It just seemed appropriate and announcer-like. I don't know.
I liked it.
Thank you, Pete.
It sounded like TV, like a TV movie. In the 80s.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I left the TV on too long, and now they're going to show Star Wars. And the guy's announcing it. I was going to go to bed, but I guess I'll just watch Star Wars now. The guy told me about it.
So we can start this segment with a deleted scene. This is, I think, the really famous deleted scene from the Star Wars storybook with Luke and Biggs.
That's here?
Yeah, Anchorhead Settlement Power Station, according to the script. And Luke and Biggs are walking together, and it says they're drinking a malt brew. And Luke's talking about flying his Skyhopper. And he said Uncle Owen was pretty upset because he busted it up and he grounded him for the rest of the season.
Wait, hang on.
Biggs is
Luke
like, "Oh, you gotta take it
Skywalker is talking about flying his Skyhopper?
Yeah.
What?
Okay. It's just a lot of sky curves and sky.
There
Yeah.
is a lot of
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
But then they talk a bit, and then Big says because Biggs is at the academy, and he says he hints that he's going to skip like I don't know what the word is, jump off of the
Like jump
frigate.
ship, right?
Yeah, jump ship and
Yeah.
join the rebellion. And Luke's like, join the rebellion? Are you kidding? And Big's like, quiet down, will you? You got a mouth bigger than a meteor crater. And Luke goes,
Space
I'm
metaphors.
sorry, I'm quiet. And then he whispers, listen how quiet I am. You can barely hear me.
Wow.
That's,
Thanks,
but
Luke.
yeah, then after that little comic interlude,
Brought the house down.
Luke complains a bit about not being able to leave and join the academy, and he says Uncle Owen says he has to stay because the I hate to use this term after Star Wars Minute, but the Sand People
Oh,
are going to attack the place, and Biggs is like he could hold him off with one blaster, and he tells Luke. He says, I feel for you, Luke. You're going to have to learn that what seems to be important or what really is important. What good is all your uncle's work if it's taken over by the Empire? So we kind of have like a more motivation for Luke that I don't think we get in the movie. I mean, it's a different motivation, I think.
Yeah. That's interesting. First of all, I always wondered what and where is the academy?
Oh, well, there's
don't know.
something weird about the academy too, because Biggs says he doesn't want to stick around the academy and wait to be drafted into the Imperial Starfleet. And so does that mean the academy's not part of the Empire? Like that seems really weird. Like I thought the academy was the Empire.
right. I guess I did too.
And I don't know if
think
that changed because it was just in the draft or if that's still canonical.
So is the academy just like the space armed forces?
I
Yeah,
would
is it like
think
going
so.
to
That's
boot
what it
camp
sounds
or
like.
going to West Point or something?
I wonder if it is like, going to like military school or something, but you're not really in the army. I don't know how this works
So
at all.
but then why would you get
But, like-
drafted? Like you're in the
I don't
Right.
know.
That's
Maybe
that's
they-
what it doesn't
I
make
mean,
sense. Yeah.
Does the army go to military schools and say, that guy's got the stuff, he's coming with us or something?
Unless the Empire is, they just take certain people. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Or unless they think maybe you go to the academy and it's like a private academy where you just learn to be a space guy.
Yeah.
And then if there's a war, like if the Empire might say, okay, we're going to have a
right.
draft. And they're like, oh, all these space guys know about space, so we'll draft them.
That's a
Or
good-
if like everything else, like the academy is about to come under Imperial jurisdiction or something, it's going to get taken over in a minute.
Well, so you can
Yeah, it's interesting.
You can be a farmer, like Uncle Owen. You can be a farmer, or you can be a space guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the options.
And I'm trying to think like you're like, or you can be sort of like you could be a barkeep, like if you live on Tatooine,
You can be a bounty hunter. We know that.
Yeah, you could be
That's
a
a
bounty
big
hunter.
profession.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess
a wizard.
A crazy old wizard.
You could be a crazy old wizard.
Well, when we get there, there's a fascinating thing in the script.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Huh.
I gotta say, I get why they cut out all the big stuff. It's still frustrating to me that it kind of doesn't make sense later in the movie when he shows up.
Mm-hmm.
But it also, hearing this, I'm kind of like, and I've seen the scene. You can see the scene in like in Jamie Benning's filmumentary about Star Wars. It's right there in there. But it's in this version with that scene when Luke later says to Owen, "Hey, maybe I should just leave. Can I please leave?" Then it seems less like some inner burning desire of Luke's and more like, "Oh, Big's got to leave.
Right.
Maybe Big said it's cool to go to space. Can I go to space?" So it's a little less like Luke's idea even or something.
Right.
Like, it's something he wants, but it seems like he's reminded that he wants to leave for something by Biggs.
It's interesting because both of these scenes, like this one and the earlier one where Biggs is in it and with Cammy and Fixer and all them, they both make it a lot more like American Graffiti. With those
definitely. Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Do
The
we
cool
we
kids,
ever
the guys
see
left behind.
Anchorhead?
No.
No,
Never.
other than this deleted scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Anchorhead Settlement. It's not like I don't know what that is, like a little like a mining town, or I wonder what that means.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that name though. I always liked Anchorhead.
I have
Sounds
too.
cool.
Yeah, I do too.
And
Yeah.
I wonder, is it like an outpost, or is it maybe like, was it discovered by Josiah Anchorhead? You just
Yeah.
have
Or it was
like
like there's like a rock that looks like an anchor.
Yeah. There's
yeah.
a bus stop right there, nothing else. I'll take you as far as Anchorhead. You can get a transport. Get you there in time for the 3:30. So then, so does that scene then cut right to R2 here in
Yeah,
the
R2 in
in
Death
the-
Valley.
yeah? I
I
haven't visited there yet. I need to.
Jerry and I went there.
Oh yeah, it was the first time I was ever in California.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
First time I was
That's
ever
right,
it
yeah.
wasn't Los Angeles or the Bay Area, none of that. It was Death Valley.
Death Valley.
Hmm.
Did you find all the locations and stand right where R2D2
We
stood?
did. Not all of
Yeah.
the locations,
Nerds.
but we did. No, it was it now Zabriskie Point is the part that's way on top, right? And then that's isn't Zabriskie Point in Death Valley that famous view of
I
where
think so,
like
yeah.
Mos Eisley, spaceport. You'll never
Oh,
find
yeah.
a more
I think
wretched
so,
hive
yeah.
of That's I believe that's Zabriskie Point. But then Pete, there was the
Yeah.
canyon. You can go down into that canyon too.
Yeah, we walked through the canyon a little bit.
Yeah.
There's like a
Yeah.
trail through there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this is our first introduction to Jawas. Why
Yeah.
do their eyes glow? Are their eyes catching the setting sun, or do you think they're robots, or is it some kind of bioluminescent thing in their eyes?
I always just took it as like, their eyes were somehow like, I don't think it's a reflection. I think their eyes have some weird glowy luminescence to them.
Right.
Did you ever think they were robots?
No.
Hmm.
I remember reading in Dynamite magazine, which I'll also have to explain to everybody. Dynamite magazine was a cool
God.
kids magazine. And there was like, somebody, like some kid wrote in a letter, like, oh, my brother got to be a Jawa in Star Wars. He was like there when they were filming and he got to be a Jawa.
Wow.
And he said R2D2 was really heavy. Like, he was one of the guys who carried R2D2.
Wow.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Wow.
Like, I feel like I'm like 1 degree separated from Star Wars now because I read a letter from a kid whose brother was in Star Wars.
That's awesome.
I wondered, can you imagine, like, what is that like? Like, say Jawas want to have an intimate moment, and so you like turn out the light.
Quit looking at me.
It's like the Simpsons. Or so like their eyes are whenever you open your eyes in the dark, you just see the
Yeah, you just like it's
They
that.
always do that same gag. Did you just touch my leg? No. And then they turn the lights back on. And
You want to? I wondered that too. What's going on with their eyes? So
the action figure, I remember, it was fascinating because you could see the texture of it. Like, there were no features or anything,
right.
but you could see the texture of its face, and it's kind of like, I think it's kind of like bandagey sort of thing, like
Right.
yeah,
almost looked like there was
yeah.
like strips of stuff going across there. I'm like, wow, I'm looking at a Jawa's face.
And they had like
cracked the code.
corduroy pant. Their legs were like corduroy pants, right? Like under the robe.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's right.
Totally.
Corduroy in the desert. What dummies.
Then when they shoot R2, I think it's a great effect, but it's really weird because it's like gunpowder, it's like an old timey musket when the blaster
Yeah.
shoots, but then it's like lasers. It's a weird mix of old timey and new timey.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, I mean, given that they're Jawas and they're out there collecting stuff, I guess it's just some weird, cool blaster that just undoes droids so you can pick them up and take them.
Well,
Did you think he was
that's-
dead the first time you saw this?
Yeah.
Did you think they just killed R2?
No, I think they did.
Yeah, I
thought
thought
they
that
did.
too.
Yeah. That was sad. He cries.
And the music here though is incredible. It's like Peter and the
Oh,
Wolf.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
That's very cool.
where is it that R2 is going?
He's still trying to get to Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
He's on a
so
secret
I
mission.
guess sure. But what about it? Why would it take him down into this canyon, I guess?
Well, when later, not to spoil anything, but later on when he takes off from Luke's house and they catch up to him, he's just back, not exactly in this place, but it's another kind of rocky,
Hmm. Interesting.
cavey
Maybe
place.
he had like a GPS sort of Google Map thing to
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
He is a robot,
True.
As are perhaps the Jawas.
maybe. Maybe they're trying to repair themselves by collecting all these. This supposed to be like a red letter day for the Jawas to find like 2 fully functional, like, in prime condition droids just wandering around the desert. How often could that
question.
possibly happen?
Is that the main way they get their goods to sell, or do they steal them, or do they just like buy them? Someone's like, "Oh, I got an old broken droid," and they're mostly honest and
Yeah.
above board.
I bet they do a ton of that. They probably steal some stuff and they probably just scavenge things. But I mean, yeah, like just finding a couple of droids
Yeah.
on the same, like 2 in one
Yeah.
day. Like,
Yeah.
oh boy, we're going to eat tonight. It's going to be
Yeah.
soup with vegetables and maybe some meat.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
I
happy
guess
for
they're
them.
scavengers. But it's
Yeah.
like they're
Yeah.
droid scavengers?
Or just like machinery scavengers. They're like the guys who, you leave something like this toaster, you leave a note on it in the alley. The toaster works, but the heater thing is busted and somebody grabs
Right.
it. They just take it. Like, sweet. I got half a toaster. This is I think we mentioned before the Jawa, or the whatever, the Sandcrawler playset. Not even the remote control one, which I never had. Did you?
I never had
you
that.
guys have
No.
the?
I had the cardboard.
No.
That thing was. Yeah, I had the cardboard one too, but it was cool because it had the little elevator. Like, it wasn't even an elevator. It was supposed to like suck R2 up into it, and that was super cool.
Yeah.
And it later became the elevator, I guess, on the Imperial Walker a couple years later.
That's
Oh,
right.
is that right?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
the elevator on the Imperial Walker in the Empire Strikes Back? But that thing was cool. That was also, no, you know what else it was? It was the in the Star Wars. Oh, I should have gotten that out. The pop-up book. There's just a very cool thing of like getting R2 sucked up into that.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a
I've
dumb
got
little
that
Oh, I
sliding
somewhere
love
thing.
somewhere.
that.
It's
I
awesome.
love it was one of my
Yeah.
but the thing always broke.
Yeah,
Mine was
Yeah.
mine jammed, and so you'd have R2 instead of getting sucked up, he just flipped up, and you're looking at his backside.
Yeah.
And
Oops.
R2's orange from all the like Cheeto dust and
No, gross. Jerry's always been gross. My favorite guy in all of Star Wars, absolute hands down, gun to my head, favorite guy in all of Star Wars is in this scene.
I know.
When
I know.
R2
Here's
gets
a
sucked up into the
Gulp.
Jawa. You know who
is
it
it
is?
the spidery
No.
fly-like version of C3PO?
Nope.
Oh, well, I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, I never thought of him that way, but yeah, he's like the silver.
Yeah.
We and my people call him the Death Star droid. Like that was the action figure, was the Death Star droid.
Yeah.
It's silver, 3PO guy, but with like a kind of buggy head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
like kind of
love that
bug
guy.
eyes.
Yeah.
There's something about him that's like his voice is super awesome, and he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there. He got collected, days or weeks ago. We don't know, and he's just sitting there, and he's not making a fuss. He's just kind of like there's something dignified to him or something. Like he's got some kind of quiet dignity, just sitting there, like, I'll deal. I'll sit here and see what happens. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm a droid. I love that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I like that guy too.
And which is a stupider name? Because this one droid has had 2 names over the years. In my childhood, this box with feet was the power droid.
Power droid. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a big USB like charger.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like the gas generator droid or something. But like in, I don't know when, like in the 90s or like the, more recently or something, he's become the gonk droid.
No.
Yeah, I hate that.
No, that's stupid. I didn't even know him as a power droid. He was garbage man, wasn't he?
What?
I haven't heard garbage man.
Right? Or got the
Wait.
the trap? Isn't that? I mean,
What do you want for Christmas, Jerry? I want 3PO and I want Garbage Man and I want a Jawa and I want some respect.
No, he was the guy. It was garbage man. The trash, like, because he looked like a garbage can.
All right.
I'm not
He
even.
does. I'm not arguing
Yeah,
with you. I
I'm
just never
not
heard him
even
called
trying to be
Garbage
funny
Man.
or ridiculous. Maybe that was one of those either local
That's
things,
effortless.
or it was just me and my
It
friend,
sounds weirdly
Bobby.
familiar, though. It does sound
It does a
like,
little
or it
bit.
was just
Yeah.
my own, when I'm lonely.
No,
No, that's what he was. I thought that's what he was known as. I might be getting
That's
it. Maybe
funny.
it was Garbage Man Droid. Garbage Droid.
Well, the action figure was
Like that it's
called
not
Power Droid.
Garbage.
yeah,
man.
the
It's
Power
not garbage
Droid.
droid. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Junk
garbage man droid.
That's
yeah.
how I knew him. I did not know him as
Barber
the
Mandrill, Barber Mandroid.
I didn't know him as the Power Droid. Is it now? Who's
I
the,
just go off the.
who's?
I just go off the action figure. The Kenner action figure was called the Power Droid, and his
Yeah.
feet went clickety click when you moved him back.
Yes, he did. So
Yeah.
who's the guy who goes Culp?
I think that's him.
That's
yeah,
him?
I think that's him. That's
Okay.
why. Yeah.
And
that's
in
why
my
they named him.
head, that's why people started calling him the Gonk Droid. Which
I
I don't
think
know
it
how
is.
Gonk Droid is more official or smarter than Power Droid. I don't know what that means. I don't know why they
No,
switched
he's
it to
not
Gonk
a
Droid.
Gonk Droid. I don't. That's
No.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe Tom would be the welcome back droid. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
sometimes
what the
they
guy
say
says
welcome
is
back.
just-
Yeah.
Is the fly guy your favorite guy in the movie, Tom? Is he showing R2 around, or is he just rocking back and forth? I can't tell if
I
he's.
think he's just sort of sitting there. He's just sort of like, oh, here's a new one. Maybe that's why like he seems like he's been around. Like he's been sitting. He's
Yeah.
like he might be like the old man of the Sandcrawler
Yeah.
or something. He's the welcome young droid. I'm the Death Star droid, and over
Yeah.
there's the latrine, and lunch is
Yeah, I
at
And he's
wondered
got
three.
that cool
though,
voice,
yeah,
like
you know.
whatever.
I wondered
voice
if
is
he's,
incredible.
if he's sort of like a quisling. Is he's like, is he working on the other droids? I don't.
I think he's just sitting there. I think he just got picked up and he just sat down and he's like, well, maybe they'll try to sell me.
So
later.
wait a
I
minute.
don't
Wait
know.
a minute. Does he work there?
No.
Oh, I didn't think he worked there. But
Oh, you know
No,
what's
he's
really
it's a lot
weird?
darker if he does.
You know what's strange? I'm
Huh.
not kidding. My entire life until this moment, I thought he worked there.
Wow.
That's why I
Oh,
called
wow.
him a
Wow.
quisling. I was
Wow.
like, is it maybe he's a traitor? or
Yeah.
something? I have no idea why. I'm watching the
Wow.
scene right now, and it makes no
Yeah.
sense why I would think that.
But
But I always,
that's your 5-year-old mind.
yeah, it was my 5 year.
been
I
going
always,
this whole
I
time.
think because R2 goes up there and he's like the first guy that you see,
Yeah.
and so I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that guy works here.
Yeah.
Right.
God, that's blowing my.
weird.
Yeah, it's one of
I can
those
see
things.
how that would
yeah,
happen.
it's blowing my mind. Because
It's
I
also weird when, like, 14 minutes and 45 minutes in, there's 45 seconds in, there's a guy like behind the kind of crazy clown children's entertainer droid.
No.
There's like it looks
I
like a
hate that guy.
droid in the background,
that
just
guy's
like
the
going
worst.
crazy with a clarinet or something. He just like it looks like he's playing Dixieland.
Right. That guy's nuts.
oh, that's
Where
what
he's
we
coming
talked
up.
about. That guy, that creepy ass mannequin thing.
Yeah. He looks like he should
Is he
be
like a children's? He's like a children's droid.
he should be under some kid's bed or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah, maybe.
horrible. Yeah, he's like a.
What's the matter, Susan? Let's go play.
Ventrilo-
Turn that frown upside down, or I'll rip out your entrails. Just do it.
Ventriloquist. He's disgusting.
He's really gross. I don't like him.
Yeah.
You see
You know
him
what's
later
not-
too, I think, in Mos Eisley.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
That doesn't.
Yeah.
None of
Yeah.
that makes sense. He's like, yeah, he's too.
Who would build that? Who would
Yeah,
build a
who would
droid with
build
that
that?
face?
No, I don't know.
C-3PO you get. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we need a hole for a mouth so we can talk. Okay. But like that guy's like, "Ooh."
Yeah, and he's just.
Also,
He's,
that's a very very human centric thing to say though. Maybe in some cultures that's like what they look like.
No, maybe. Why? Wait, really though? What? Wait, what are you
Yeah,
saying?
I
That
don't
they're-
know. I don't
It's like
know.
a race of humanoids, or their faces just look like that.
Maybe.
That's
What's
awful.
the? Did you
Now
guys,
might
do you
be
guys
right.
remember back in school?
I'm going to feel
where
bad when I meet those people.
We
now.
used to have the. What was the thing that you'd pull out? The overhead.
Yeah.
Remember the overhead? Yeah, and that one droid pops his head up like a periscope.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of
Yeah.
looks like the overhead.
He's got like the transparencies on his chest. And
Yeah.
he's like, hello. Welcome to the Sandcrawler.
That's what they call them, transparencies. Oh my God,
I was in the
overhead.
AV club, Jerry.
Oh wow! Now you're gonna have to explain everything to everybody. You used to
I know,
pull
really.
down a screen.
Yeah. Oh my God! You got out the film strip projector. Pray to God this film strip doesn't break.
Wow.
Can I just say though, when we see the outside of the Sandcrawler,
Mm-hmm.
to me, I think one of the most peaceful, relaxing possible things to do would be to sit in that window, like on
Oh,
the side of
yeah.
it, just with your legs
Yeah.
dangling over and watching the sunset.
It's got that total, like, dandelion wine kind of like, oh, it's a summer evening. All the lights are going down outside, but there's the beautiful golden light inside that house. And
Yeah.
they're sitting down to supper. And
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
sitting around the hearth. And it
Yeah.
just looks beautiful in there. It's got that same exact
Like sitting there
feeling
with
to it right
lemonade and
there.
yeah.
It does.
And a drunk droid with a crazy smile on his face and creeps you out. This amazes me because every single time, like my copy of Star Wars for many, many years was the one that I taped off of CBS when it was first on CBS. Like the first, like, it was like a fanfare, like fireworks and everything. They were going to show Star Wars on regular network TV. And so I just taped it off of that. And this is the very first commercial break was, and I
Really?
feel it every time I watch this, the Sandcrawler driving away and going over the little ridge, and just that image, and then it went to commercial. So I always feel that happening whenever I watch this movie.
So I want to know. So wait a minute. Now these guys are droid scavengers, and they pick up droids, but there's no good way to see out of this thing. The entire thing is like encased in iron or whatever.
I don't know. I
is.
think at the very top, at the top in the front, they got that. There's like little windows up.
Yeah, I
there's like
guess. And so there's
Yeah.
just a little tiny aperture out the side to survey the entire, like to look for droids.
I guess so. They must have some kind of scanning equipment or something.
I
don't know.
assume it makes you think
Yeah.
that the planet itself might be a dangerous one.
Yeah.
Because the
yeah.
Sandcrawler is it's
like
a
an
lot like
armored-
it's like
pretty
it's like a
fortified, yeah.
tank.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I wonder
pretty
if it's
cool
I wonder
thing.
if Tatooine is hot. Like, or I wonder if it's like kind of chilly.
I've been
'Cause if
wondering
it's hot
that
there,
too.
that would be
People kind of
miserable
wrapped up
inside that thing.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, that's what's
Man.
weird. Is it a little bit like maybe like Death Valley, which of course is like the hottest place on Earth. I think still
Yeah.
officially recorded, and what was it, 129 degrees? But
Yeah,
then
it's
you're like,
crazy.
but
Sounds
then it does get cold.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I wondered, and I can't tell what it is when you start like it's coming up. You start looking at what people are wearing. You're like,
Yeah.
it might not be that hot.
Right.
Yeah, Aunt Bruce wearing like a denim pantsuit.
Oh, she's got like a jeans jacket.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the 70s. I'm just thinking now while I'm watching the Sandcrawler go over the hill, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, Pete loves Sanford and Son. Is that why he likes this movie? Is that why he likes the Sandcrawler and the Jawas? Is like Jim O'Kane, please do a supercut or something of
Oh, that would be
the opening
beautiful.
of Sanford and Son, but with Jawas. Thank you. I also keep forgetting to call you Fred. Every time we sit down, I'm like, oh, I gotta remember to call Pete Fred. Always. One of these days. I'm not gonna do it now because I forgot.
No, thank you though. Thank you for thinking.
Oh, then we get our awesome wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It is
clockwork
this
wipe.
to me this is like one of the most iconic scenes in all of Star Wars. Like just seeing that stormtrooper on the back of the dewback.
Yeah. What time's it due back?
Well, there's that one stormtrooper that's carrying a rifle.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know,
Yeah.
that's the little attention to detail that makes this movie magical.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like whoever thought of that exact prop for the opening,
Yeah.
for the change of scenery, it's just genius. You're like,
And they
just
never
the big crazy
they never used it
staff
again.
that the guy has.
Yeah, that's
The guy in the dewback's got that crazy. I don't know if it's a
yeah,
pike
see, I
or
was
like
wait,
a
is it
Yeah.
like, is that, see, I
lance or
thought maybe
what?
it was like a jousting pole.
Yeah,
Like you can joust.
right.
Yeah, it's like a big long pike. Like maybe you could joust dewbacks, or maybe he just
Yeah.
takes it like
Is it to like a crop sort of thing to like steer the dewback, or is it just like a
Well,
It's
what about that
really
He's
scene?
up there. He's got
tall.
to stab down at bad guys from up
Or
there.
maybe
or something. I
could
don't
it
know.
be maybe like he needs to balance himself, and he's
Oh,
using it
maybe.
as a
Oh,
big
maybe.
balance pole when you're on the dewback?
But
I mean,
didn't Boba
bottom line,
Fett
it
have-
looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
super cool. Just
I
like
wonder
you're
if he
talking
ma-
about the rifle, and then just that guy back there on some weird space lizard, and he's got a big
But-
stat. Like that looks like you can imagine the. It probably is what I'm picturing it, but like just some like Ralph McQuarrie, early picture of like
Yeah.
I don't know. There's guys who might be robots, and they're on these weird lizards, and the guy's got a big long stick.
See, so
And they're out in the desert.
I think now the one stormtrooper would be like the sniper. He's got the rifle,
Yeah.
and then you're like the guy on the dewback is he's like communications. I
Yeah,
think because it
maybe.
looks like an antenna.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought maybe it
Weird.
was maybe it's an antenna. If
That
it's not
does
a
look like an
balancing
antenna.
pole.
Yeah.
I think it might be an antenna. So he would be like the transportation communications guy.
yeah.
Although Boba
You know
Fett
who
had
knows
a
my
thing
son?
kind of like that on in the holiday special, like when he was riding
That
that
is true.
sea monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only other movie I consider canon when thinking of this movie.
That's fair.
But I
That
got a
works.
huge question about the dewbacks. Are they? Because it's weird either way. Like, are dewbacks native to Tatooine or not? Like, did the stormtroopers bring them as like battle animals?
Oh.
Because if they're native, it seems like there'd have to be a group of like special forces stormtroopers that all they do is care for animals, like wherever they go. And
Mm.
there's like a wrangler, and there's a John Brugan guy, and there's a. But it's
Yeah.
also weird if they like bring them themselves.
I always assumed
Yeah.
that they were native to Tatooine. Like you see one later in Mos Eisley, and I don't know if that one's necessarily like under Imperial use or anything. But I don't know. Like if you were like really good on horseback, and you suddenly went to some planet where they kind of had horses, but they were purple and they had like big snouts or something, and the horn and the thing, and like could you still deal and like
I don't
ride
know.
around on whatever that was?
I don't know. I can't ride a
Well,
horse.
so I'm now imagining like
me
in the like the Imperial ship that Vader's on.
It's like
They just have like
The what?
stables of creatures.
Yeah,
for different
exactly. They have like
environments and stuff.
and it kind of it's like awful. It also works as like a petting zoo, or like
Yeah.
you can go
Yeah.
there. Like if you're stressed out, you can go there and you can kind of hang with the animals, the dewbacks, whatever
Yeah.
they get for
yeah.
possible, transportation on certain. It's very interesting that the Empire that just swallowed up this rebel ship is choosing to show up on a dewback.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's weird.
Like you have no idea. It makes you think that they either are unbelievably environmentally conscious, and they're like,
Yeah,
no, we're not going to fly a ship down there.
right. Or they think that it'll like endear them to the locals. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we're one of you. We've got your dewbacks.
Here.
We're riding your friendly creatures, and we've got massive rifles that we're pointing at you. We're cool.
But this was another huge question I had, and I don't know if this answers it or makes it broader. But were the stormtroopers on Tatooine before this incident,
They got
or
stables.
did they just show up?
They have stables.
And then if they can't get to like some planet to like restore their food supplies, it just like turns into like a slaughterhouse. They're like kind of, well,
It's like,
we're not going to use those tauntauns anytime
Yeah.
soon.
Oh,
it's like a petting zoo, sort of like
Yeah,
stables.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Methane.
Pete.
no, that was important. But the question still
No
stands. though. Like,
regrets.
were the stormtroopers here until this incident over Tatooine? Because the way Luke describes Tatooine sounds like the Empire would never have considered coming here. But
Yeah,
Right.
no, I think they're 100% there to find those droids, or to find whatever was in the escape pod.
Well, so
so
wait,
they were fast. If they like get down and hire like the local livestock and
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless they're lucky like Jawas and they just found a dewback wherever they landed. Like, hey Eddie, you get to ride a dewback.
Well, see, here's
Dibs.
the thing. I might be underestimating the dewback. Like, what if the dewback this is its home, planet? this is, he's indigenous to Tatooine, and it's like it's so insanely fast that it's way faster than
maybe.
the ship or a land speeder or something like that. What if maybe the dewback burrows and you just gotta whisper into what it is. I mean, it's kind of a lizard-like thing. Maybe it's just like and it just appears, and it's way faster.
Maybe.
Or maybe they're also really good conversationalists. Like, we don't know. Do we know if they could talk or not?
I don't know. I was going to say, maybe they're the Quislings.
They
do. Hop on my back and don't kill me, and I'll show you where. Yeah, I saw some droids.
They do, but you do hear one go, "Wah!" at the opening of the scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And who's going to argue with? Wah!
Well, they do talk.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying.
Right.
Well,
yeah, I'm curious if
clearly they're not. There aren't stormtroopers on the planet, because doesn't Vader say, like, send a detachment down or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't think they like met up with a garrison of like stormtrooper animal handlers or something that are already just stationed on Tatooine?
So does that? Well, you gonna put the dewback in the detachment?
Maybe.
I'm assuming.
What they land in?
Well, how does the guy know that it's? I mean, it's domesticated. Like, if the
I want George Lucas to listen to this, because he's going to be like, I thought it'd be really cool to like just have a guy on some weird space lizard in the background and listen to these jokers. A bunch of dummies.
I mean, have they if this is if there's a bright center of the universe as the planet is farthest from, have the stormtroopers ever been here before? B, do any of do any of the native Tatooiners even know what the stormtrooper? I mean, how does the guy know to even get on a dewback?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They must be in this position a lot, where they like land someplace and they probably have information on, Tatooine, look it up. Oh, they got dewbacks and they got womp rats. Well, I can't ride a womp rat, but we can.
Right.
If we find a dewback, we can slap a harness on it and go.
Yeah. If stormtroopers haven't been here before, like, do you think guys like Uncle Owen, like, would Uncle Owen see a bunch of stormtroopers riding out to the house? He'd be like, "Oh, these look like nice fellas," or does he know this is bad?
What are you guys made up for? That's a good question. I mean, I don't know. Do they have any? They must have some kind of media. I mean, they know about the Empire.
Yeah, I assume they watch.
So
the
they
news.
get that news somehow. So they must kind of know what stormtroopers look like.
Right.
True.
Does Uncle Owen not like the Empire? Is the Empire seen as bad? Like, if I'm in Mos Eisley Spaceport just drinking, do I think the Empire is bad?
It's interesting. Like, Luke immediately, like, it's not like I like the Empire, I hate it.
Yeah.
So, but is that just because he's like
he's a kid,
he's a college
Right.
student?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
If
protesting.
I'm at that table with Hammerhead, and I see a stormtrooper walk in, am I like, oh God? Or am I scared?
Or are you like, thank you for your service? Or
thank you for your service. Yeah. My business is booming since you got the economy in line. Thank you. You got the trains running on time. You guys are awesome. Let me buy you one.
Yeah, like, are there patriotic? I'm assuming there are, like, people that are patriotic for the Empire.
I guess so. I mean, I guess there must be, but I wonder. Yeah, Uncle Owen, I think he just doesn't care. I think he's like, I'm on my farm. I got my work to do. Like Biggs says, sooner or later, some stormtroopers are going to come and blow up the place. And then what good is all his work going to be? But he's not thinking about that, I don't think. I think he's just sort of like get off my land.
But see, when Biggs says that, you're like, why would the stormtroopers do that? Why are they taking Uncle Owen's farm?
Well, like if they occupy Tatooine or something and they take over everything. I don't know. You're evaporating moisture for us now, for the Empire.